March 17th, 2020 at noon. That's when the governor of Iowa, Kim Reynolds, closed all businesses due to the pandemic. It's been 4 years. 4 long years. And what's really changed? Regardless of where you sit on the political spectrum, we all know that life changed in 2020. We had people going crazy over toilet paper. There has never been a time where life has been more uncertain. And granted, this channel so far has just been about building and fixing things. There's more to Jeff than just fixing stuff. You know, I am a dynamic human, just like all of you guys. And something that I'd like to share about myself is I grew up on a farm with my grandparents, and from an early age, I knew about the circle of life and growing food. We had a garden at our house in town, even though we had a farm, and we grew our own food. There was a long period of my life where I didn't know what a steak was from a store because we grew our own cattle and fed them hay that we grew ourselves. It completely ruined steaks for me as an adult, but that's besides the point. This video is about how it just takes one thing to change the entire trajectory of your life. And that could be a black swan event like the pandemic. You know, if you get the vid out there, it could shut everything down again. And what's to say it won't happen? It's terrifying when you actually think about it. However, the whole point of this video is to just kind of preface that I'm going to be switching up a few things that we're going to be doing in this channel. I'm going to still continue to do all the handyman content, but I think that it's important to also teach people how to grow their own food and how to homestead. That is the trendy thing now, homesteading. Let's be trendy, homesteading. But the thing is that puts a lot of power in your hands. You know, recently this week, it was announced that the FDA discovered there were heavy metals inside ground cinnamon, and they were doing a recall on cinnamon. If you grow your own food, you're not going to put heavy metals in because you know that that's bad for you. So although I don't plan on not going to a store ever again, I do want to get a little more self-sufficient. And I'm going to take you guys along for the journey. I think it's important to feed your family high-quality ingredients if you want a high-quality life. So a few things that I look forward to doing is I want to do a hydroponic garden setup. And I actually think I'm going to start keeping quail. I mean, it's something that, as of right now, we can keep in town where we live. And even though I have this property that I'm sitting on right now, which I'll give you a little bit of a B-roll here, it's a farmhouse, and this farmhouse is in a country subdivision. I have 3 acres of land, but the house needs completely renovated. And I do plan to move out here after I get it renovated and take you guys along for that ride. But in the meantime, I want to start taking those steps to better set our family up for who knows what's going to happen in the future. That's the terrifying thing. With all the stuff that's been happening in the world, you don't know when something's going to just disrupt the supply chain and you're not going to have food for a while. You know, if you remember during the beginning parts of the pandemic, there were a lot of times when you would see the shelves at all of the stores completely bare. I mean, trying to find this was impossible. Get a bidet. But anyway, so I want to start taking those steps to become more self-sufficient. And I think that it's important, and I'm going to show you how you can do that even when you don't have a very big backyard. In fact, this is the backyard at our home right now. Now there's something that goes without saying. It's difficult, but it's worth it. And honestly, with all the health ailments and stuff that we have in this world today, it can't hurt to just know where your food comes from. Now, there's also some other reasons. You know, growing up, like I said, I was raised by my grandparents on a farm. I learned a lot of things. I went to school for Recreation Park and Tourism Administration for my undergrad. And during that time, I went to a school in Western Illinois University, and a lot of those kids come from Chicagoland. And I learned enough stuff that during classes we're talking about things that I'm like, duh, this is a given. I learned this when I was 3 years old. Well, most people don't experience that in their lives. That's the thing, is that they don't have that exact life. And without that experience, you don't know any better. So I'm going to continue to give you tool reviews. I'm going to take you through renovations, how to fix things. But I'm also going to start showing you some homesteading procedures. And that's going to expand our channel to a larger audience, which is a great thing. That's what you want to do on YouTube, right? Well, I want to get the message out to as many people as possible. And, you know, if you sat through this entire video, even though it's kind of just a rant video and an announcement, I'm happy that you're here. So I'm not sure, I've kind of bounced around a little bit on creating an alter ego for this, and I don't want to do a separate channel because I want to build on what we've got, you know, fixing things, building things. You know, if I build a quail hutch, that's handy Jeff. But I also kind of like the idea of having the lazy Iowan homestead, because I'm working hard for you guys so you can be lazy. I'm going to show you everything, let you steal my 10,000 hours of being an expert on things so that you don't have to learn it. You can just follow along. Maybe I'm going to rebrand the channel to Lazy Iowan. Maybe it's just going to be Jeff George. Maybe it's going to be Handy Jeff, Lazy Iowan. I don't know yet. I haven't decided, and that's okay. But what I do know is that I posted this video exactly 4 years from the time that Governor Reynolds stopped all businesses in Iowa, and my life completely changed. I lost my job as an assistant director of a sport facility due to the pandemic, and I've never went back to that industry. And that's okay. Life throws you curveballs, and I'm totally okay with that. But you know what? I appreciate you for being here, and if you want to learn a little bit more about how to produce your own food, maybe get a little bit more self-sufficient, maybe you only have a balcony and you want to grow a tomato plant, that's fine. I'm going to show you how to do it so you don't have to water it every day. I appreciate you guys for being here, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for being you. Just like a normal person, I'm confused with my identity. Lazy Iowan, Handy Jeff, out? I don't know. I'll see you in the next video though. Thanks for watching, guys.